Welcome to my second live stream video that I'm uploading onto YouTube. Today is the launch of my new online office hour. So I can't do office hours in person this year as part of my university job, but instead they're all going online. I'm going to do them on Twitch. I'm going to try and do them twice a week. When my timetable is sorted, I'll know exactly when I can do them, and they will be a regular thing. You can join me to talk about cinematography, the media industry, film media technology, university, being a student, being a lecturer, want any advice. It's just an open discussion for an hour. If no one asks me anything, as you'll see in this video, it's just me chatting for an hour. But I hope you find it interesting. Thank you for coming and checking it out. After the little bit of music, you'll be joining me right at the beginning of the stream. See you soon. Good morning, hello. Welcome to my office hour. I have someone in here. That's one more than most of my office hours when they're in person. That's a joke. Just got myself a miniature coffee. Is this small or am I massive? The eternal conundrum. Welcome to my one viewer. I am never sure whether that is just myself. I don't know if I count as a viewer. Whether I'm accidentally reviewing this. I played more with stream elements, and some automatic chatting-y things may appear if I've done that right, and hopefully my overlay looks a bit better. I had really bad lag yesterday. I don't know if that's happening again. Looking at my streaming thing, it looks like it might be. I have no idea. The only thing that's different from when I first streamed is the fact that I've got all of this rubbish on screen, which is the completely useless comments thing that's not really got anything happening. Oh, the stream elements thing has worked. My spelling, I'm sure, is awful. But that, right now, in the comments is outlining exactly what's going on. That, yes, this is my stream. I am Jack. I am a professional cinematographer, and I'm also a senior lecturer and program leader. I wrote all that, yet I'm still reading it off screen. My idea this year is to move my office hours online because we're not having face-to-face office hours. I imagine that's similar across the whole of the UK. So for a few hours a week, I will be on Twitch. Anyone can come and ask me anything, hopefully about cinematography and about university, and not just lots of random stuff. This is a active office, so people could just wander in, which is what I had yesterday when actual other human beings were here, and it was amazing to see people. Even though one of my colleagues just came in and got his computer and left pretty quick. It was a bit like a heist of their own things. But nothing is a lot new from my stream yesterday afternoon when I epically failed in fixing a magic arm, which is still unfixed. I'm not going to bother trying to correct that anymore. But I've played around with stream elements a little bit. I've made my Twitch look a little bit more how other people's look. I'm getting really obsessed with watching people just playing games and doing random stuff, but on Twitch it's a kind of eye-opener. It's one of those things I knew that it existed, and I've been aware of this world, but it's kind of really blown me away just how many people are going live, how many people are streaming, how many people have 100+ viewers. And I mean, the viewership is still, for a lot of people, tiny in comparison to the views of overall like YouTube videos, and also kind of TV shows, traditional ones. Just checking my messages. Love listening to you making your coffee. Thank you, my good friend, texting me there or WhatsApping me there, whatever it is. This is the classic lost the train of thought. But yeah, it's interesting. Even someone with 17,000 views, that's 17,000 people watching, which I think is what I saw yesterday. That's still tiny compared to the amount of people who watch events on television. But then when you look at just the sheer amount of channels, it's incredible. And I'm really interested in engaging more with the topic of Twitch and looking at this live streaming. I run a module in semester B, which is February to kind of end of May, where we look at current media issues. Good morning, Jim Cooper. Hey, Graham. I love your little emote things. I'm mainly just doing this so I can get to affiliates, so I can make myself little emotes. Well, actually, you can make me a little emotes. But anyway, back to what I'm chatting about on, because I ain't got those skills. My media industries module, I'm really excited about. Last year, we always look at different things, and one of the classic ones is what's going on in the Oscars and BAFTAs with diversity. That's already being really shaken up right now. So that's going to be interesting, because normally that conversation is happening around the awards. Now it's going to be, that conversation has already begun, and then naturally everything really led into COVID last year and lockdown. I'm really looking forward to chatting to students about their thoughts on how the whole industry is changing on this. But Twitch has been going around for a long time, but now I have an insight into it, and also because I've been doing some YouTubing, really basic YouTubing. It's going to be really interesting to see what the students who have been engaging this for a while kind of think of my kind of old person, oh my god, have you seen this amazing thing? And that they've probably been engaging with for years. Because I think that really adds a nice, interesting twist to the kind of conversation when you have someone's completely different point of view engage. Right, let me see what's being said in the chat. Yeah, this is my new TV as well, really. Choice of streams or what? Yeah, I kind of am jumping in and out. It's weird. Like last night though, I looked at the main 5 channels in the UK, and I just thought at 9 o'clock it was the worst lineup I think I've seen. Nothing that was going to engage me whatsoever, and I am at this stage slightly where I'm just very sleepy, because I've got a young, I've got a 21-month-old son at home, and so I am quite sleepy come 9 o'clock, and I don't often want to make decisions, so I quite like TV just telling me what to watch. But I'm really fighting against that now. It's kind of there was nothing on those 5 channels. I could go and start looking into the kind of back end of Freeview and get to all the random ITVB and stuff, but there's only so many reruns of shows that I can watch, and at home our internet is just awful. So like Amazon Fire Stick or the PlayStation, connecting that up to the TV, to the internet, is so hit and miss. It's a nightmare. So the fact that I'm on 4G on my phone does mean that I have been just sat there in a chair watching streaming content on my phone instead of watching stuff on my TV, and I think it's quite good fun. Also, I'm rediscovering games that I've not played for years. I've always been quite happy just watching people play games. My brother's always been a heck of a lot better at computer games than me, so I would sit and just watch him play Metal Gear Solid or whatever. And one of the most tense moments of my whole life was watching him just play Metal Gear Solid, trying to get big boss mode where you can't get found once. And I think after about 3 hours he got discovered and he had to go all the way back again. I had to leave the room, I couldn't take it anymore. But he did it. But I would happily sit and watch other people play games. So I've been doing that on YouTube as well for years, as I ran out the time to be able to actually play games myself, and also when I got addicted to Minecraft a few years ago, I was watching YouTubers help teach me how to Minecraft better. So this streaming thing, it's quite nice to see and watch games. I watched someone just play Freelancer the other night, and I loved that game so much. I don't have a gaming PC anymore. I don't have the ability to play that game, even though I still got the disc. I just don't have the room in my life for a gaming PC. I can't wait for my son to get to the age where he wants to play computer games. That will make. Although I kind of like the idea that he's not right now. I mean, he's only 21 months. He's still kind of a while off, but not that far off, I'm sure. But yeah, that's when computer games will come back. When the children in my life play them. So what were you saying, Jem? Sometimes. So. Oh, my stream elements that's probably going a little bit too often. That stream elements. Telling you what this office hour is. I'll go through. I mean, that's part of the purpose of me doing this, is to try and think about that and get that right. But anyway, Graham, what are you saying? The streams you watch are sometimes playing games, but that doesn't really interest me anymore. It's all about chat and community. Yeah, I like that. I do feel like there's a slight lack of kind of yeah, no, I need to change that stream elements thing. I'll start doing that whilst I'm chatting about this here. But I think one of the things that's completely gone, lacking is like this is just chatting, and I guess I am just chatting, but I do feel like there's maybe some categories because some of what I'll do could fall in like and JM Cooper stuff you do is kind of classes on just chatting, art. There's also the podcast kind of route, but I guess that's more like a stage show where you have guests, and I fully intend to get guests in this, but I'm a bit aware of how much I say I'm intending to do stuff, because I've been banging on about intending to do stuff for my YouTube channel for absolutely ages, and I haven't gotten around to doing stuff because life just gets in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna get where's my bots? Hello bot thing, where did you go? Oh, timers, it's a timer. I'll ask it to be less quick. 10 4 I'm just randomly selecting numbers now. We'll see how that goes. I'm not drunk any of this coffee yet. Just loving my chair. I'm loving being back in my chair. I'm noticing my back feeling a heck of a lot happier than it was for months of sitting in a IKEA dining room chair. Who else is in this? I've got 3 viewers. I've just lost someone. I don't blame you. I'd have left by now. I can't. I'm the one streaming. But who else is here? Who's watching? Come say hi. I talk to Graham all the time. I love talking to him. I'll happily carry on talking to him. But the other 2 people hidden, the little lurkers. I watched a stream last night where people called out lurkers and I ran straight away. The random cult pick a stream each night and we all just hang out together there. That's nice. See, maybe I should look to find something like that, but I can't guarantee that I'll be able to do that every single night. Yeah, hopefully the bot prompt thing is delayed now. It's how you tag your streams, help people find them. There's a few more options there beyond just chatting. Okay, yeah, I mean, I've not really looked into the tagging thing. Doug, hey, how you doing? Look after your niece. How are they doing? I hope they're well. Wonderful that you're here. I hope you're getting something out of this. And thanks for joining. It's really nice to actually have people come along and chat. You're at the supermarket, so you can't stay for long. What do you mean? You should just stop what you're doing, stand in an aisle, take up room, get your phone put it on a cereal packet, use some milk as a seat, and chill out and just start eating. You're in the perfect location, if anything. Supermarket's where you should go and hang out. Thank you for being here, everyone. I just chatted for 15 minutes solid. That's not bad. This is getting me back in the groove for doing the lectures. I'm getting better and more used to doing the kind of chatting to, there's no one here, just chatting to a camera. I'm doing a lot of pre-recording for my lectures and my content. I think that's helping getting used to it. And I'm also not too sure an hour-long lecture is going to translate brilliantly over this in this kind of environment. So I think shorter ones are kind of better. I've been hammering out video tutorials, especially with my sorry, didn't load up. Especially with my top down. This is making life a heck of a lot easier, where I can just plug in cameras. Maybe I can show an example. Just give me a second. Get a camera out. So I just did a video tutorial. Play Beat Saber. Oh, that, yeah. No, I saw a bit of that. Is that the Beat Saber? Is the blue and the red Was that Tools and Smalls? I watched them for a bit. Yeah, I think one of our colleagues here has just done some trials of live streaming with VR, and it blew my mind instantly. While I was suddenly thinking how you can get, if you could build like a virtual studio with all the lights and the camera, you could do full-blown workshops in a VR space if students all sat in a sat down with their VR. It was. There's so much stuff that I want to learn. Anyway, so I've been doing video tutorials where I can sit here and say, hey, here's a camera, but then I can also cut and say, here's a camera from this direction, and this is how you put the battery in and such. Which is all well and good. Power on. It's a C100. It's an oldie but goldie. But what's really cool is I can really get into the, oh no, every single time I turn this on, it just wants to know what day it is, and I just will refuse to move it off 2012. Better times. If I shove a lens on, what is fun is if I get a HDMI cable that'll actually work with it, because those mini ones don't. This needs a full length cable. Let me pop this out of the way. Yeah, I couldn't believe Dave, who I imagine is one of Tools and Smalls. What was impressive was how he was just chatting and playing that game, and just doing so well at the game and having a casual chat. Right, so the reason why I love this setup, and one of the reasons why I invested in this for my teaching, is so I can, if this is on, transfer over, and so now you're all seeing the live feed from the camera itself. I can also picture-in-picture and move my picture-in-picture to be the top-down camera, so you can actually see what I'm doing with the camera itself. So in situations like this, if I have students call up and say, you know, I'm really struggling getting a setting right on the camera, I can then go and grab one, live stream, and talk people through it, which I think is really important in this current time. And if I just change this so the output is on, so I can even go through literally the whole menu structure and everything. So you put students, not only one of the pains would be when if I was just demonstrating without the picture-in-picture, it's all well and good me talking about what's happening, but if you can't see what buttons I'm pressing, it's a bit of a nightmare. So the picture-in-picture on, you can see that whenever I'm moving around, you know, you can see me pressing the menu button. You can then see me using this little dial here, even if you can't 100%. That's a good point, Doug. Thank you so much, because I can't see the yellow bar. I do think that yellow chat bar, I was going to get rid of it, and then I remembered that, that is in the way of the picture-in-picture, and so is my little logo. Really good point. Thank you for that, Doug. I'm going to play with that. I mean, I can change my picture-in-picture down to the other corner, absolutely no problem. But that's going to then get in the way with the menu and such. So, because when I'm streaming, so if I'm getting my head muddled up, let's go back to this one. So when I'm streaming, I'm just seeing on my Odyssey 7Q, that's how I can see what the output is, but that's not showing me the overlay. I've got no way of looping the overlay back in here. And I'm also recording all my streams and my video tutorials through this. You can see my completely useless attempt at watering, keeping my plants alive if there's a sudden another lockdown, because all of my plants most of them have drunk all of their water overnight. So that's a pain. So I will rethink for the picture-in-picture for my next stream. Thank you very much, Doug, that you've always been very good at spotting such things as me getting it wrong. But if I'm here, and so the picture-in-picture is going to get in the way. But the purpose is, hopefully you can see it, that I can demonstrate the camera itself physically, and I can also show what's going on. And so if, students are saying, well, why is, what's the correct ISO? I can point and say, well, hit the ISO button, which is here. Then you can see that it's selected, and I can move it up to 850, which is the base ISO of the camera, and that's where you want to be with this camera ideally. And then the students can see me doing things with the camera, and I can demonstrate whatever. And then that's one of the reasons why I have my buddies up here, because then they're going to be well handy for like demonstrating dramas. I can change my picture-in-picture back. What's annoying is I can only have one picture-in-picture selector. I have to go into the software to actually change what cameras in the picture-in-picture. I don't have an option to go through the cameras. I appreciate this is a really, really, really incredibly well-priced device, and what it can do and what it does is outstanding. The uniformity of taking 3 very different camera images and outputting them at the same frame rate and resolution is incredible. That alone normally is an extra device on a mixer like this that costs quite a lot. So I love this, and it's incredible, but I would still love some, as everyone, I'd love some more functionality. Anyway, what have we got? There's the Stormy Troopers. And say, I can do a little bit of live demonstration of lighting and stuff, and show people books that they should all read if they want to study cinematography and do well. One of my favourite questions still from a student, no, not a question, it was a statement that they had read all that I'm getting it wrong. They'd told me they'd learned they'd learned everything. They didn't see what else there was more to learn. I think they were just at the beginning of third year, and I asked them whether they'd read every single cinematography book on my reading list, and they said they hadn't read any, and I kind of pointed out that's the next best place to start. If they think they've learned everything, you really haven't. If you've not read these books, I used to go to Pinewood a lot for different events, different shows for equipment, different talks. When I was a member of the BSC club, the British Society of Cinematography Club, when I was living in London, and I lived in West London, near Westfield, in Shepherd's Bush, White City area. There was what is it? Is it 607 or 603 or 602? Oh no, I don't want to forget the bus number. But there was a bus that would take you all the way to Uxbridge. Took 2 hours. It was and so you go to Uxbridge because that's where you go on the shuttle bus to go to, or a taxi or whatever, to go to Pinewood. You could get there quicker, but this took 2 hours and it was the cheapest way. And so I would get on the bus from start all the way to finish and just sit and read these books, and then get off, go to Pinewood, go to some amazing talk from a cinematographer, or go and see all this amazing equipment, then get on the bus all the way back. And it was one of the best things I did. I learned so much because I could read about it, then I could go and talk to people about it, then I could read more on the way back home. It really is important that you take control and ownership of your own education. Just putting this camera back. So, with me. There we go. Right. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. Oh, so who we got? What we got going on? Yeah, that yellow chat bar. And I can do that live, can't I? I can faff with this, with my overlays live. And I notice how my stream bot thing hasn't started banging on about things. So that's kind of good, because it's a bit intense before. But the idea is I want my stream to be automatically telling people kind of what this is about. But I think it needs interaction to work. So let's bring up my stream. The other thing I can do with this whole setup is I could actually be live streaming my screen at this time. I'm not going to do that because it gets a little bit complicated, because it trashes the resolution of my monitors. So if I bring up my player so I can see myself and to see how awfully delayed I am. Let's move that down here. And then let me put picture in picture on at the top right, because that does make sense. And let's just see if I've moved the chat bar now to be in a good place. Right, just waiting for it to update my end. I've hit save. That should automatic. Oh, I can watch it. I can watch it on Streamlabs. I'm being dim. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for that, Doug. I think that's going to be a bit better because then I can have my boom, boom, boom. That works well. The next thing I'm going to do, I think, is go and get a green screen. Not now, but go and get a green screen. This is I know you can do keying in OBS and different things, but the keyer inside this recorder is fantastic. I'm really excited to get using that and trying some backgrounds. I think it's one of the ways. Cause I'd rather be more central for when I'm talking and chatting. I think it's a much nicer image. The lighting looks a bit better. I can't help it. I'm looking at myself. I really need to stop. Let me get rid of myself from the screen. It's one of the reasons why I have my monitor of what I'm looking like over there, because I used to have it next to the camera. But the problem is just a little glance around the camera is really annoying. So for me to have to turn my head fully, it's a bit more of an event and feels a little bit more painless for you guys. My problem is my colleagues set up behind me, which is fine. They're not here right now, but if they were working and I needed to do something like this and they didn't mind, they had headphones on, I've got headphones on, they're going to be seen. So if I can set up a green screen or something behind me that's a bit more interesting, I think this is a little bit of a nicer setup, in my opinion, rather than just being so kind of off-center, because I'm now a little bit off. And I really like the 24mm. I'm a huge fan of the 24mm lens, and so I'd rather keep that on than switch. 50s is too tight, and I don't know why, I just hate 35mm lenses. I don't know what is my problem with a 35mm lens. Had a great workshop last year where I basically completely destroyed it, and one of our new cinematography tutor set it. I think it's her second or third workshop with us. So I turned and went, oh, what's your favourite lens? 35mm, which is perfect because it just goes to show the subjective nature of any form of art. But it was quite funny because I just trashed the 35mm lens, and I don't know why I hate that lens so much. I just think it's just one of those things that it's kind of 50 gives you such a great image and control, and it's very iconic as a lens, and then a 24mm gives you the same feel for me, but just with that wideness you can get super close. And I've shoved this lens right up in some actors' faces, and I think you can get some it's like it's the best close focus I think out of the Samyang primes, which is the primes we use here and the ones I own. It's the best close focus. If you want to do super close up, 24mm is best. 85, 135, you have to be quite far away. It's not going to be without macro adapters. Macro adapter on a 135 is wonderful. So out the lens I have at my disposal, this is the best close focus. 35mm is just a little bit of kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really do anything for me. It's a bit in between. I think. Yeah, I don't know why I've got some strange hatred for that poor lens. Thanks, Doug. Looks really professional. Lighting is great compared to other streams I watch. Oh, thank you. And I am not happy with this lighting whatsoever. It is mainly just the windows blasting. So if I turn off, I've got a little tungsten LED lamp on just so I can see what's going on. I'll try not to stream with the actual lights on that's in here. But really, if I had this on, I would prefer to see outside, because that little bit of a building being built is worth it. I did ND this, but it didn't do enough with a full ND, because you just got south facing windows. This is all south facing, so I've got loads of sunlight all day, which I shouldn't complain about in England. So where do we go now? I'm now T2.8. I can go all the way, but my focus is going to be pants. So if you're watching on a phone, that'll be kind of okay. And yeah, I'm out of focus here. You can get quite a nice, interesting image, but I'd rather be on 4. I like T4 on these lenses. That's the sweet spot with these lenses for me. You get the sharpest image. In the end, Samyang, they started off making security lenses. That's why they began. It was all CCTV, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure I am. and so they moved into photography lenses. So I love what they do. I think that I really rate their lenses for the price point, and for education they're wonderful. But in the end, you're not getting a lens that's super sharp, wider than getting a great image wider than T4. So I like T4, and also I like to shoot with the idea that my films are actually going to be seen on a big screen. And so I don't want a completely mushed out, blurred image. And that's what T4 gives you. It gives you a lovely depth of separation. These guys are not in focus. If you're watching a small screen, it might not look like the most out depth of field, but if you start shooting most of your film wider, you lose all impact of being able to use a lens open at T2, 1.5, whatever it is, whatever you get. If you want that, you can have a few shots where you can get real impact of that shallow depth of field. You lose that if you shoot your whole film super wide open, unless that is the style of the whole film. So T4 is what I like for interior day. 16 is I like exterior day, because I like to emulate what our eyes are doing. So we see with a wider depth of field when we're outside in bright lights. Our iris's apertures are wider. Night interiors, I will go to 2.8, and so when I'm shooting night scenes and it's actually day, I help give the illusion of it being night by shooting wider in my lens, and controlling and blocking off light, negative fill, and all of that. So I like to use the aperture as a storytelling method to tell an audience what time of day it is and where they are, inside or outside. It's really subliminal, but I've been doing it for years. I think it works. And yeah, it's one of those things I like to do since I kind of really started. I mean, I remember it's one of the first times I saw one of my films up on a big screen. It was the cast and crew screening for a film called Casting, which is the first film I shot in London, and a lot of that was shot really wide open, and I just remember seeing it and realising, and it's important why it's so important to watch your films in as many locations as possible to learn about the process. I saw how out of focus everything was, and I was shooting on a Canon 60D, so the little back screen was really lying to me. And so from then on, I started really investigating lenses and talking to cinematographers, learning from those who've been shooting for years, and reading these books. There's people been banging on about this, stuff for years. So don't shoot super wide open is the moral of that story. Cheers. This is gonna be cold now. Oh god, yeah. Oh, that's horrible. I should have drunk that ages ago. Which plant can get this? You can have this. What's this going to do to you? You're not supposed to put coffee in your plants, so anyone watching who knows about plants, I know you're not supposed to, but there's a whole massive one-way system in my building now, so getting to the kitchen takes about 7 years, which is fine, but that was a waste of coffee. Do I have any more water? Because I really want a coffee. Never mind. So yeah, streaming. It's good fun. It's one of those things that I've just kind of realised that because I kind of prefer being on the other side of the camera, but I'm definitely over the last few years becoming more and more happy on this side. Especially if I can't hear my own voice. When I have to hear my own voice back, then I get annoyed. But this is definitely giving me an audience, even though there's 3 people watching and not a massive audience, but I can talk, and sometimes I like talking, and I just like banging on and chatting. And Twitch is dangerous and YouTube's dangerous because it's just giving me a environment to just talk. Maybe that will be useful. I mean, it also all boils down to the fact that my research is not currently in any form that is going to be written into a book or go into any form of journal writing. I'm looking into it, but every time I try and look into doing that kind of stuff and start my PhD, a pandemic happens or something less drastic, but equally is getting in the way. So this has given me a place to basically put out my thoughts and ideas and have it as research. So I need to make sure that I'm making sure I'm recording all of this for archiving, because it may all form the book I create one day, or whatever format I put it in. But yeah, I think I'd like my. I think I like the look of what my stream is looking like now, so I can put my picture-in-picture back on, and yeah, that's got a nice room. See what I'm doing? Typing, mousing, charging. God, this can take about 7 years to charge. Go away. So who have we got? I've got 4 people. How is everyone? I should engage with you all rather than just chatting. How's shopping going? Graham, you still in here, or did you go? If you are here, what's the purchase of the day? What were you sent out for? And anyone else, feel free to say things. Hey, Catalyst, you on site? Are you? Okay, right. Well, I've got a meeting after this at 11 till 12, but after lunch, if you want to come and see my setup, feel free. And also, I might, once you've got stuff set up, come and check out what you're doing as well. Because I think it would be good to see. I'm just sorting out my automatic things. What did you get, Graham? What did you get? We need to know. It's the main reason why this stream exists, is to know what shopping you got. Nappies and batteries. What are you doing to those poor kids? You don't need batteries. The nappies is important. You got some wireless headphones? See, I want wireless. Well, I've got some wireless headphones, but they're not working fully. And I've got my good ones for my PlayStation, but I kind of don't want to bring them in just in case I suddenly do become the world's greatest PlayStation streamer. It won't happen with the internet at home. I should just bring them in. What wireless headphones did you get? That Duplo train. Not going to lie, I kind of want one of those now. Let's get rid of that picture-in-picture. You don't need that. That Duplo train was a bit of a revelation. But yeah, wireless headphones I need. And Catalyst, what are you actually setting up in your area? Are you going to be doing live streaming? And if those of you who were here earlier when I talked about a colleague who had done some incredible streaming stuff with VR, that got me really excited. It's Catalyst channel who's doing that, so do go and check them out. If you, I need to set it up so I can do shout out things, but I'll work that out some other time. But Catalyst channel's where you want to go and check out all of that cool stuff, streaming with VR. That's really exciting, honestly. Like I just imagined all the students sat with a VR headset on, moving lights in 3D, planning their shoots. Imagine then if that translates directly into virtual production. So you can sit there with a VR headset on, move everything in 3D, and then whilst a cinematographer and a crew is sat there actually seeing everything move in a virtual production. You can completely remove the need to be on site. You can do this where you've got someone you love as a set builder in a completely different continent, VR headset, build the set, virtual production, changes live in the studio. I know you were just doing it as a Twitch stream, but yeah, I think I'm really excited about what virtual production is going to do, what it's going to open up in the future. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, not too fancy. Impulse buy some headphones, wireless ones. I might need to go and do something. So I've got little actually. I'm being full. I've got little wireless thingies, but right now I haven't got any form of music coming out. I need to do that. I need to make a little introduction for the stream and with my theme tune, and I just don't want to subscribe to another music playing thing to have music at the background of this. But maybe music's needed. Is music needed? Would this stream, if I'm doing this weekly, possibly 2 times a week? Hopefully when students are back, more people engaging, so it's bound to be another level of talking, but would music improve this stream? I don't know how to do a poll, but just tell me in the comments if you think music would help, and also what type of music would you have me have. So it's a bot in the commands in Elements. That's a way to shout out to people, so I need to look into that. Thank you. Catalyst, some mini work area in the aquarium, checking your mouse. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, if you want to come see my Atem setup, it's also equally not that fancy once you actually see it, and it's a bit of a mess. There's cables everywhere. There's magic arms and clamps clamped onto all sorts of shelves. I've only got one small light panel. I want better lighting, but maybe this will do. Thing is, I just don't want to put off all my colleagues when they walk in and see a massive studio setup. Yeah, anyone, tell me, would music improve this? And if so, what type of music? I still can't get used to the delay. So people might be typing and I won't see it for 10 seconds or whatever it is. Or maybe just no one is typing. Yeah, I'm sure that is the delay. That's got to be the delay. So no input of that. Music works when there's a downtime between me talking. It was downtime between me asking a question and waiting. Yeah, that is true. When JM Keeper's doing his Blender and After Effects stuff, it's quite nice. If I am just banging on, I think music might not be that great. Viewers like to just have me on in the background whilst they work. Yeah, it's true because I'm one of those viewers. Mr. Jem Cooper, I think I'm not background, am I? I'm banging on, rambling. I'm not the perfect background. Yeah, Dreamcast and gameplay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the music I have for my YouTube channel is from the YouTube library. I could just fade that in when I need to go, because I've got another audio input in my Atem, and so I could fade music in and out and just run it all that way, because it's a bit of a pain getting music playing out when you're streaming off a Mac. But it's what I use to play that, because iPhones don't have audio jacks out anymore, and I've instantly lost, like everyone else, the little dongly thing that allowed you to do that. And I wouldn't know where an iPod is. And my iPad is currently now my son's. It was my attempt so he wouldn't break my phone, but my phone's now got a broken screen and a broken camera, so that didn't work. And he protects his iPad really well. That doesn't get broken. He now just, if you get your phone out, he just points at it and shouts "baby," and he will not be happy unless you show him a video of himself. I don't know what I've created, but he's now already obsessed with himself. I think it took me at least 5 years to become obsessed with myself. I'm good for background in supermarkets. Thank you. Paid reach share support. What do you mean by that? To share support? But yeah, no, obviously, I want people to get paid for the work they do, because it's one of the things I find most frustrating when students tell me about all the films that they illegally download, especially film production students. Do you want to have a career in film production? Work it out. If you're illegally streaming and downloading that means there's going to be no money to make films. So why are you fueling the lack of your own work? It makes no sense. So yes, I am all for paying. It's just kids cost a lot of money. There's another one on the way. And Christmas. My first one's Christmas and birthdays, very close. So expensive. Fair pay for fair work. Indeed. I do not. Yeah, I honestly don't get. I mean, I understand it. Students, the cost of living at university is absolutely, compared to what I experienced, it's completely different, and it's going to be really tough and interesting to see how everyone deals without those usual casual jobs and part-time jobs and such. There's only so many Deliveroo drivers and cyclists a city can handle. But still, it is a very strange contradiction when those who want to go and make a living creating in quite a competitive and subjective industries such as the film industry, it does confuse me why students go and then illegally download or pirate films or streams or shows. Although I think it kind of is happening a bit less, but it's mainly more just one person subscribing to Netflix and sharing their password to a lot of people. It's going to be interesting this year when less people can get together in homes and watch things, and people want to watch and share an experience, but they're stuck in their rooms. It's fascinating seeing the decision in Scotland where students are not meant to be going home. They've created a new household in their student halls, and they're not meant to go home over weekends and stuff. And then it'd be really interesting when we get to Christmas. That could be a huge dynamic shift. And one of the ways people will get through these tough times is through arts. It is always through arts. I'm part of a debate tomorrow for the university I work at's Open Day, and it's all on the future of creative industries and its importance. And so I'm not going to bang on about stuff here because I'll forget about it tomorrow. But if I'm asked and to kind of chat and contribute, it really will be. I cannot underestimate the importance of creative arts to all levels of human civilization. That is not me trying to suggest it's more important than another area. I'm going to stop there because that is where I'm going to go with my conversation about the future of the creative arts. But it's vital, and it's quite clear that it's played a huge part in people, at least in Western civilization, getting through lockdown and being all those people who were locked down alone as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the dynamics of streaming services, and there's more now with Disney Plus and Apple Plus happening beginning of the year, and just as lockdown happened, which I always thought was interesting of the naming, because just as Google got rid of Google Plus, all of a sudden Apple TV add a plus, Disney adds a plus. I thought that was a naming convention that had failed. So I found that interesting. That's the kind of stuff we chat about in my master's level module, which I love. To the comments, I can see my stream elements is doing its job. Hopefully not spamming as much as it was at the beginning, but just highlighting what the heck this is all about. But second kid is cheaper, but yeah, they love the money. I'm going to watch party on here soon. Struggling to find something that's available on all territories. As I've got loads of US videos. Viewers, are you going to use Amazon Prime to do that? JM Cooper, is Amazon Prime is that how you do watch parties? Wait for the delay. Because if it is, now the stream elements is banging on more than I want to do. I won't win. Yeah, if you want a film, Mr. JM Cooper, that's on Amazon Prime, yep, that's available in the US and in the UK. There's a lovely film called How You Look at Me, which is available in both territories and in Germany on Amazon Prime, that you can sit and watch. And it was shot by this really interesting self-obsessed cinematographer called Jack Shelbourne. But that's what you could do as a watch party. Get lots of people watching How You Look at Me. Go and watch some lovely French countryside and cool London such places. Plug. How You Look at Me, available on Amazon Prime, UK, US, Germany, and then worldwide on Vimeo on demand. I really hope one of the producers is one of the people watching this. I think they were a while ago. I don't know if they are now. Disney Plus is easier to say and rolls the tongue better than Disney TV. 100% Disney, and also Disney Plus is the idea behind it. It's plus Lucasfilm, it's plus National Geographic, it's plus Marvel. That's the idea for Disney Plus, and it makes sense. And Apple TV, you already have Apple TV, and now it's the plus one. Oh yeah, so you have actually watched it and you saw Sophie's amazing cameo in the barbecue scene? Yes. Fun fact about that scene is stood in the distance where my wife Sophie goes to meet some people. One of them is the producer of the film, who's spending the entire time trying to make Sophie laugh and in essence kind of trash his own film scenes, which made no sense. But we had a good time on that. That was fun because that was one that was a pickup we did a few months later, and from the main unit, and it was nice to see everyone again and get in the groove. I think I'd moved out of London at that point. Trying to remember, but yeah. Anyway, time is drawing in, and I will need to go soon because I have other meetings, and that is the end of my first office hour live on Twitch. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to stream and it will be at this kind of time. I think so. I'm aware of people who I watch and follow. And I like to watch. They're doing kind of afternoon stuff. 10 o'clock in the morning, I think, is a good time for me most weeks. Looking at my timetable, I'm thinking Fridays and Mondays. I think maybe no Wednesday. I don't feel work. Maybe just Friday morning. I don't know. Well, make sure you. Thank you very much, Graham. Thank you very much. Got to go get the fuel. Go and get some fuel. You're busy. You're out and about. But thank you for all the emojis. I look forward to watching on the stream to see. I'm going to bring up the player. Does it have all those emojis going around? They are going around. Oh, that's cool. At least that's worked. Thank you very much for that. Has it been very laggy? Anyone, if you want to tell me if it has been laggy, because I don't know what to do about that, because I do think it must be Stream Elements. But am I doing something wrong with Stream Elements? Am I doing something wrong with the settings? If anyone's got any ideas, but either way, I'm thinking early in the week, in the afternoon, trying not to clash with other people who I know like stream 2 and stuff. I think it would be like a 3 o'clock stream early in the week. I'm not too sure on the day yet, and then Friday mornings at 10 I think is nice. No lag, wonderful. Okay, I think it is now almost 1 minute away from 5:2, which is the natural time when you stop, so everyone can get running off to the other rooms, ready for their next class. And I'm going to disappear now and prepare for my next meeting. But thank you so much for joining me. It is wonderful how just a couple of people in comments can really help a stream go along, and just a few viewers. It's amazing. I dread to think what it'd be like if I had a load of viewers, and when you see the comments is going brrr, it would be useless for me to do this. So right now it works. But thank you so much. I'll shove this recording up on YouTube because everyone likes to watch me again, I'm pretty sure. Have a good day, guys. cut to the wrong thing.